Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to the Keller Farmhouse Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I make my favorite red velvet cupcakes and cream cheese icing. I'm kind of a semi-homemade girl, so I always start with a box of cake mix and then doctor it up using a box of Jell-O instant pudding and an extra egg. I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees and I'm going to start by putting the cake mix into my mixer and the third cup of oil. And then the pudding, which I always use chocolate to complement the red velvet. If you want to toss in vanilla, that's fine too. But I've just found that this one tastes the best. And then we add our eggs, and it's always smart to crack your egg in a separate bowl before dumping in to make sure that no cracks get into your cake or cupcake mix. And then we have our cup of water. So I'm making these for this weekend. It's my 11-year anniversary. Yes, we got married on Valentine's Day. And my husband loves these cupcakes, especially with the cream cheese icing. So after we get this mixed up, I'm going to show you a few of my tricks and then teach you how to make my cream cheese icing recipe. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients mixed thoroughly. Our oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to scoop these into the cupcake liners that I already have in my cupcake pan. Now, one of the things I use, I have to have this when I'm doing cupcakes. I use it for cookies, pancakes, muffins, anything, is this cookie scoop. This helps you guys measure out your batter quickly, and it makes all your cupcakes bake to the same size. So it's really handy. I'm gonna put this on my website, a link so that you can get one too. And if you're not subscribed to jennycookies.com, stop what you're doing, head to my site, scroll to the bottom of any of the pages, and there's gonna be a little box that says stay in the know. Put your email in there and we're gonna email you out the link to this scoop, but also the recipe to my red velvet cupcakes and the cream cheese icing recipe. So pause what you're doing, go there, and then that way if you have any questions or you want to see something one more time or you want to save this recipe forever, you're going to have it. Our cupcakes are in the oven. I have regrouped my kitchen and cleaned off my counter so I have a nice fresh counter to work from to make my cream cheese frosting. The first thing that you need is butter that's pre-softened. If you haven't had a chance to let your butter sit on your counter to soften, you can pop it in the microwave, but do not melt it too much. Maybe just 10 seconds, maybe 12, 15. The next really important thing is that 1 stick does not equal 1 cup. 2 sticks equal 1 cup. So we're gonna put this in our mixer. And this icing does need to be refrigerated, so it's a little bit different than my buttercream I normally use, but since it's Valentine's Day and my anniversary, we are gonna have a little bit extra special icing. So I'm putting in 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, and I'm gonna let that cream with my paddle mixer, which is not on the counter. Our cream cheese and butter has blended nicely. I let this beat for about 2 minutes, and now I'm gonna add my powdered sugar. This is a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar that I am just gonna scoop in about a half a cup at a time. I don't like to put it all in at once because then it's gonna like fly all over your kitchen. So just maybe add half the amount, blend it up, and then add the other half, and then we can add the wet ingredients. So while this is mixing, I'm gonna tell you guys my super top secret tip that's really fancy. I add the rest, if you wanna get your scoop out of there, you can add the rest of your powdered sugar in. And you know those plastic cover pieces that come with your KitchenAid? Well, you can throw yours away, like right now, throw it away. It's taking up space in your kitchen. You do not need it. I've never used it, and I've been baking for, what, since 2006? I use a kitchen towel. So I got my powdered sugar in here. We're gonna add our vanilla really quick. Pick up a bottle of clear vanilla. When you're making icing, it's helpful to use clear, and that way it's not coloring your icing like a darker brown color. I just put 1 teaspoon in. You can add an extra teaspoon if you want. This is really rich icing, so use it sparingly, but start with 1 teaspoon. And then I'm just gonna add the tiniest bit of milk, and then use my secret weapon here, my towel, and turn the mixer on. Our icing is finished. As you can see, it's pretty thick. You know, it doesn't drip off of my spatula very easily. I didn't add any more icing or any more milk to it than I had shown you in that last little segment. So next I'm going to show you how to fill an icing bag. This is good stuff, you guys. I start with the largest size icing bag. Now you can pick these up at Michael's or Joann Fabrics or, you know, your local craft store. They come in different sizes. I get the smaller size for cookies, but with cupcakes, I like to get this bigger size. That way you're not filling it over and over while you're decorating cupcakes. They also come in a non-disposable kind, so if you're thinking this is gonna be like your new favorite hobby, you can get the forever kind and wash them out. I think disposable is fast and quick and easy, so anyway, the way to fill your bag is you're gonna make like a cuff right here, fold it over, and you're gonna put your tip inside here. The tip that I like to use for cupcakes is a 2D or 1M. It's gonna say that on the outside of your tip. This is a Wilton tip, so you can pick this up at Michael's, Joann's, all those places I just mentioned. And I just put the tip right down into the plastic and just kind of make a little bit of a cut mark, cut my bag back. Don't cut it too far. Don't cut it all the way to here because then the icing is gonna squeeze out everywhere. So we got our tip inside the bag, and we're going to scoop our icing down into the bag. You don't want to fill your bag too full because then what happens is that you're having to squeeze really, really hard, and it makes your arm hurt and feel like you're gonna have carpal tunnel. So push your icing down into the bag. You got your, this part, squeeze down, twist, hold, you're ready to do a cupcake. So I'm gonna show you guys just the most simple way to swirl your icing on top. This is how it's fast, it's quick, it's easy. You're gonna take your bag, hold it vertical, start on the outside and just work your way around and done. I'm gonna show you guys a bunch so that you get it. Starting on the outside, working in a clockwise motion, swirl, and then stop the pressure right in the middle. You don't have to cover the entire cupcake. I know, like, I have friends in the past that have said, you know, I can see part of your cupcake. Is that okay? Do I need to like cover it all the way? No. Plus remember that we're using the cream cheese icing, and this is really, really rich. So you don't want to overwhelm, you know, your guests or your husband or whoever you're giving these to with really, really rich icing. So again, practice makes perfect, but that's why we have 24. Start in the circle, work your way around. They don't have to be perfect either. These are very forgiving. Now I mentioned this is the 2D tip. The 1M is very similar. They're like an open star. I'm gonna blow your guys' mind next time when I do this in reverse and make a rose, but we'll save that for another video. So see how fast this is, and we didn't even use very much of our icing yet. We have about half the cupcakes left, but good news is you can refrigerate this and save it for next time. I'm gonna set these over here, and then I'm gonna show you a couple really fun extras that you can add to your cupcakes for decoration. Now you guys know how to decorate a very simple cupcake. Now these are perfect as is. If you wanted to take a plate of these, anybody would be thrilled with this, but I'm all about presentation, so I have a bunch of other options to just add a little personal touch to each cupcake. Maybe you're not making these for your lover, but you're gonna bring them to, you know, your daughter's class or your son's class. So I have really simple little unicorns I found in the dollar section at Target, or these little dinosaurs. These are so fun for kids. You know, you just set them on here. I also found little rings. Even little boys like those, even though they won't admit it. It's fun. These are just little glitter toppers that you can pop into a cupcake to give it a little extra love. I also have little vintage ones because I'm a vintage girl. My favorite way is just these tiny little hearts from that Wilton makes, and it's just like the tiniest little bit of love on your cupcake. I'll show you two. And then you know, don't be afraid to use candy. Right now, I mean, every season there's always a seasonal candy aisle. You know, there's little hearts that you can throw on, a conversation heart. You can also give somebody a message with a conversation heart. Over here, I'm a big fan of washi tape, as you know. Always pick that up, have it on hand, and I just made little flags using a cake pop stick. So pull from your drawers. Now, once you have all this, if you want to add a little more sprinkles, you know, this is easy to do. Or, you know, a gumball. I don't have hardly any left because we've been decorating so many, but look how fast and quick this is, you guys. And one more thing. Remember that I said this is refrigerated icing. So if that's going to be a problem for you, go ahead and decorate these with my buttercream icing. It's just as good, and it can, you know, it can be left out on the counter. This does need to be refrigerated. Now, if you have any questions about this recipe or the baking or anything at all, be sure to go to my website, scroll down to the bottom, stay in the know, put your email in, and I'm gonna email you out the recipe to my red velvet cupcakes and the cream cheese icing. I think my lover's gonna love these.
Like the summer sunshine, pour your sweetness over me. Pour your sweetness over me.